Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's head-to-head comparison, let's take a look at the 2025 BMW M3 Competition and the 2025 BMW M340i. I've borrowed the 340 from Hedrick BMW Northlake. Take a look at their website, that link is down below. We also have the M3 for a full week, so we have a lot more content surrounding this sedan. Take a look at all of those separate review videos, including taking this to the mountains. So let's start off with the MSRPs for both of these models. For the M340i, these start around $59,600. This is powered by a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine, pumping out 386 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque. For the M3, these have a starting MSRP of $76,000, so significantly more. This is powered by a 3-liter twin-turbo inline 6 paired to the 8-speed automatic. It now pumps out 523 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. Now, both of these models are available in rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. We have 2 all-wheel drive models for today's review. These weigh in around 3,800 pounds for both. 0 to 60, 4.1 seconds for the M340, 3.4 for the M3. Now, I have seen other sources cite the 0 to 60 in quicker times, so those were both stated from BMW. We have a top speed of 180 miles an hour for the 340 and 190 for the M3. And then as far as fuel economy goes, we have the same gas tank, 15.6 gallons. You'll see 23 and 31 for the 340 and 16 and 22 for the M3. So you get a little bit better fuel economy for the 340. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, you'll notice there's a big difference with the design in the kidney grille. For the 340, this model, it's finished off in gloss black, so we have a lot of different options that you can spec both of these models. So this is what we have for today. Forward-facing camera is an option. You have the grille shutters. There's also more inlets in the lower section with all the parking sensors. And then for the M3, we have that massive kidney grille. Forward-facing camera for this model, different cutouts for the grille there. There's also parking sensors up front. And then the mesh is just split since that grille goes all the way to the lower section of that bumper. And then as far as the headlight designs go, they are much different. For both of these being 25-year models, we have a newer design for the M3 here versus a little bit more of that older design, but it still looks good. You'll notice too that the headlights go off of the grille there versus having the body colored separation on the M3. And then as far as the hood line goes, we have all of the hood lines and bulges on the M3 that go off the top of that grille versus some subtle lines. So I will say it's a lot more bold for the M3 versus the 340, being a little bit more classy in its design. You'll notice too that there's also some gloss black accents that separate from the bumper there versus being a trim accent within the bumper itself. Now, as we work our way to the side, this M3 Competition is pretty much fully loaded. So it even has the optional carbon ceramic brakes. And then a really nice wheel design. For the 340, you have 2 different colors. You can get red or blue for the M Sport brakes. And then that is more of the traditional wheel design there. There's also the M3 Comp badge behind that. There's gloss black. You can get carbon fiber for these. There's the camera and the turn signal, and then the same exact mirror for this M340. Now there's a sunroof up top, which is an option. The M3s come with the carbon fiber roof. However, you can spec it with the sunroof at a no-cost option, but the carbon fiber just gives it a really cool look. Now, as we take a step back, both being 3 Series, they do have a similar design to them. However, the lines are a little bit different once we get to the rear fender here. There's still a line at the height of the door handles. There's a gloss black trim accent in the lower side skirt, however, versus on the 340 where it's body colored. Same line there, a little bit different underneath that gas cap there. But you'll notice too, there's no badging or anything up front like on the M3. But we have the same roof line, same design going back to the trunk here. As we work our way to the M3 now, this has a gloss black spoiler. There's LEDs for the lights, backup camera, all the sensors. You get the quad tip dual exhaust. This does have remote start, so you can activate it that way. And then as we take a look at the trunk space now, we have the power operating trunk lid. And being a sedan, this is fairly practical. Now there's no storage or spare underneath the floor, but you have a bin on that side as well. And then you can also fold down the back seats for a lot more storage. So this makes it a practical vehicle if this is your only sedan. We do have a little bit smaller of a vehicle being the 3 Series, but they are still practical. Now you'll notice a much smaller gloss black spoiler. Taillights are a little bit different. There's the backup camera, all the sensors, gloss black, and then a dual exhaust system. You still have remote start for this model as well. And then this model does not have the power trunk, however, that is an option, like I mentioned earlier. You have the same space, no storage, no spare, but you can fold down the back seats as well. And then you have a grab handle, pretty much this whole lip here, which makes it easy to close. Now, as we work our way to the interiors, for this M3, it has the proximity door handle, so you can lock and unlock it from the back. And then interiors are going to differ just depending on your personal taste. So we have the white interior with some black accents, Harman Kardon, interior lighting, all the brushed aluminum accents, and then a really nice design for the two-tone seats. Now, once in the back, we do have the carbon fiber bucket seats. So this actually provides you with a little bit more knee room. So at 5'10", I have plenty of space. You have your vents, some temperature adjustments, as well as auxiliaries down below. And then at my height, I have a ½ inch or so of headroom. I can actually sit upright and be comfortable. So for its smaller size, it's pretty easy to sit in the back. Now you have nothing in the middle here aside from being able to fold down this middle seat. So you could use this as an armrest itself, but you have some pretty large cup holders in the door panels there where you could place some drinks as needed. So let's work our way to the 340 now, where this door handle has the same sensor, so you can lock and unlock. And then we almost have a similar interior, a little bit more beige for this model. But you'll notice there's the ambient lighting, we have some of the brushed aluminum accents, and then the same design in the lower door there. And then we don't have the BMW color stitched on the seatbelts like you saw on the M3, but at 5'10", I still have plenty of room. We have the same adjustments in the middle, so that is the exact same layout. Headroom is going to be the same as you would expect, being the same 3 Series. However, in this model, you can fold down the armrest where you have 2 cup holders in the middle. So you get 4 in the 340 versus just the 2 in the M3. So it's interesting to eliminate that from the M3 there. Well, as we work our way up front, I have full detailed reviews on both of these exact models. So take a look at those. I'm going to go through this fairly quickly, just highlight some of the key points. You have memory seating adjustments, power folding side mirrors, lock and unlock your trunk release, and then power operating front seats. There's one manual adjustment for that leg support there. And then for the 25-year model, this gets the flat bottom design for the steering wheel. Your engine start stop is located down below. And then there's the brushed aluminum paddle shifters, get cruise control. And then for these adjustments here, we can go through some of this content within the digital gauge cluster. So you have that as well as your layout too. Now this is missing the head-up display, which I will show in the M3, so that is an option that you can add, of course. And then over on this left side, there's no storage. You have your headlight adjustments, one of the air vents, no leather for the dash. And then for the infotainment system, it's pretty easy to go through. You have your phone, you have all of these icons here, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, interior lighting. You can get through quite a lot. On the home screen, you have navigation on that one side, and then you can scroll through info over on this left side. There's also these shortcuts to your climates. You can pull up the nav in full screen, you have music, and then this model has heated seats and the heated steering wheel along with the temperature adjustments. Now this is a trim accent that is optional. There's some of the lighting with vents, wireless charging, cup holders and auxiliaries, all of these shortcuts for that screen. We don't have the actual shifter, so just flick on that. With the 360 camera system, you get automatic parking as well as the backup assistance, and then you have all of this visibility to see around, including the forward-facing camera. So you have quite a lot of angles. You have drive, sport mode, park on the back, and then you have traction control, parking sensors, your engine start-stop, and then a few different driving modes. Now, it will change the exhaust when you go into sport mode, and you have some other settings that will change. There's auto hold, e-brake, get a little bit of storage with some auxiliaries. There's plenty in the glove box there. And then up top, you have the garage door buttons with the rear view mirror, and then the adjustments for the sunshade and sunroof. Both of those are power operating. And then here's a look at visibility over both shoulders. You really don't have too many blind spots for this 3 Series. It is a smaller vehicle, but it's pretty easy to see all around. Now, as we work our way to the M3, we have a lot more options. For the interior, however, everything is pretty much the same here as far as the layout goes. And then we do have the carbon fiber bucket seats. Now, these are still manual or power adjusting. There's no manual leg support or anything, but they are heated as well. Now, you can get the standard seats. So these are an option along with the Alcantara steering wheel, which is another option. We have the same control down below to start this up. However, with the M3, you have massive carbon fiber paddles, M1 and M2, same adjustments here, same flat bottom design, lots of carbon fiber, and then we have the same exact screen here. Now on this model, all we have is the content and the head-up display. So it is missing the layout, but I will show here, if you push on M mode, this is basically the layout for the M3. So you can go into sport mode now, where it's going to change both the gauge cluster as well as the head-up display and show you your RPM in a much larger view. So while it's a little bit different in the layout, you have a lot more performance with the M3. So you can set up your shortcuts here and activate from Sport Plus all the way back into Efficient or Comfort there. Now on the left side, you do get storage, which is nice to see. Same headlight adjustments, same air vent, leather covers the entire dash for this model. And then with the infotainment system here, everything is the same. However, you have your M drift analyzer and your M lap timer. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all of the other settings are similar. Home screen is going to be different, however. So we don't have that split design. We scroll through the home screen this way with all of these widgets as needed. Same climate adjustments, same nav and music here, and then heated seats and heated steering wheel as well. And then if we go into your setup, this is how you can get into M1 and M2. So you can configure this as needed depending on the driving that you're doing. There's carbon fiber for this model. Everything down below is exactly the same as far as the storage goes. Controls on this side. You get the actual shifter though. Same 360 camera system, automatic parking backup assistance. However, with the M3, you can adjust how slow or quickly you would like the transmission to shift. We have the same controls on this side. And then behind M mode, we have setup for M1 and M2, the exhaust note button, auto hold, and the e-brake. And then armrest is going to be the same, glove box is going to be the same garage door buttons, and then we just have dome lights up top since there's no sunroof for this model. But visibility is going to be the exact same simply because we are in the 3 Series. So with the exteriors and interiors wrapped up for both of these BMW M cars, let's get these out on the road and see how they drive. So as we start off behind the wheel for the M340i, we are in sport mode. We'll just give it a minor acceleration. Again, check out the full detailed reviews for more of the driving impressions. But behind the wheel of the 340, this is a very nice BMW and sporty sedan to go with. This is referred to as the M Lite. So it's a huge step below the M3, but it still has a lot of potential for it. And especially in the factory form, we have a very nice performance-oriented, luxury-focused sedan, but you also have a lot of tuning potential with this model. So if this is something that is more in your budget, you can still get an M car for the money. You do maybe an aftermarket suspension, throw in an exhaust, you can tune this, and you can really bump up the performance and the handling. Now, again, in the stock form, it handles very well. It is very quick, and it sounds good too. So you could leave it stock if you wanted to and just have a very nice vehicle. So just depending on your budget, what you want to do with the car again, but it's a nice vehicle. It's very comfortable. If we put it into comfort mode, it will get a little bit softer. We have very nice seats that are a lot more daily driver friendly, and we have a lot of good tech. A lot of space too for the 3 Series. This is on the smaller side again for the sedan lineup from BMW, but it drives nice. It's what you would expect for a BMW as far as the comfort level goes and all of the materials and everything that you get. Now, this particular 340 is a little bit more on the base side. We have an MSRP in the mid $60,000 range. It can creep up to the 70s just depending on the options you go with. So of course this is missing some that you could add depending on what you would like, what fits your daily driving preference more. So the 340, I really like this car. I've had friends with these cars. I've had friends who have put car seats in the back. It's just a really nice, well-rounded sedan. And even in comfort mode here, paddles are still very responsive. So it's a nice vehicle to be behind the wheel, and you have a lot that you can still do with this M Lite version. So let's jump behind the wheel now for the M3 and see what that's like. And as we hop into the M3 now, this is a huge step up from the M340. So if you want a lot more of these options that you can't get in the 340, and you're looking for that additional horsepower, all these different driving modes, being able to set this up for just normal daily driving versus really doing some performance driving with it, this is the option to go with. Personally, I really like this model. Just driving it around for a couple days. These seats are incredibly comfortable. You can get these on the entry-level M3 as well. This is the competition that we have, of course. And you just get a really engaging vehicle with the different personalities, the different driving modes. It is a lot of fun. Now, I will say, as far as the daily driving characteristics go, a lot of people do comment and say that the 340 is the better daily driver. It does get a little bit better fuel economy as well, but I've been driving this for 6 days now, and I really don't have any concerns with it. I would daily drive this. We have gone through almost a full tank right now, but that includes driving this to the mountains and doing the performance driving test. So you can check out that video if you would like to. So honestly, not bad with driving it like that, and then just normal commuting, highway, mainly city driving here as well. So I don't have any concerns with it. I could see daily driving this just for that extra cool factor, I guess. But I mean, it is a lot of money for a daily unless you're truly using its full potential. And you can spec these up to around $110,000, which with the carbon ceramics, all the options that this model has, it's pretty pricey compared to a 340 and the performance that you can get with that as well. But, you know, normal day-to-day driving, it's hard to tell aside from the power, but the handling, just, it is on a whole nother level, especially when you take these to the mountains and really rip on them. All right, let's get back to our final thoughts. So back from our test drive now with the BMW M3 and the BMW M340i. Those were quick test drives because I have the full detailed reviews if you want to see more driving impressions with both of these sedans. Now, personally, I would go with the BMW M3 because I like that added performance. However, you can still get a performance-oriented family sedan with the M340 that's going to be a little bit more daily driver friendly compared to the M3 and still give you the power, the handling, not quite as hardcore though as that M3. So it really just boils down to what are you doing with your car. If you occasionally go to the mountains, go with the M3. If it's just something that you really just want a luxury focused sedan with some added power. If you're going to the track, if you're going to the mountains every single weekend, you're just doing a lot of performance driving, go with the M3. It does cost more, however, but you are getting a lot more power and a lot more car for that money as well. I personally would go with the M3. That's still a great family sedan. I've been driving it for a week. In comfort and efficiency mode, it's really fine. It's not bad in my personal opinion. I think it still makes for a great daily driver. M340 though is just a little bit softer, a little bit more friendly in those aspects. So really just boils down to which car you are going to like and how it's going to suit your daily driving needs. Comment down below, are you going to go with the M340 or the M3? Let me know. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you guys stay up to date on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.